Warm welcome back then to Campaign Chronicles, to Live from Paris as well, our daily look at the French presidential race. And with just over 2 weeks to go, it is a big day. Nicolas Sarkozy announcing his policy programme today, following François Hollande's announcement yesterday of his whole agenda for his first year as president. To take a look at what's in those manifestos, as ever, our press reviewer Elena Casas with us here on set. I suppose half of it you know, half of it you're looking into a crystal ball. What's in store then, Elena?
Well, it's the war of the manifestos launched in the papers today. As you said, we still don't really know what's in Nicolas Sarkozy's detailed policy programme, which he announces later today. And it's really quite an extraordinary move that just 2 weeks before the election, he's still announcing new policies. We still don't have a detailed programme. François Hollande, on the other hand, announced a 60-point manifesto back in January, and yesterday set out exactly what he's going to do every day, if you like, of the first year of his presidency, when he's going to meet with Parliament, when he's going to pass certain bills. Now, to prepare the ground for Sarkozy's announcement later, Le Figaro has gone out all guns blazing, attacking that plan of Hollande's. They reckon that there's 50 billion euros worth of hidden tax rises in Hollande's programme, 50 billion euros worth of promises that he can't finance with the rises he's announced so far. Now, Libération on the other side fire back and shot across the bows from the left, saying there's also a lot of unfinanced promises in what we know so far about the UMP's policy programme. They reckon there's at least 25 billion euros worth of promises in what we know of Sarkozy's announcements that we don't see where he's going to find the cash for. They say he's betting essentially on a level of economic growth that most economists say is totally unlikely, just far too optimistic. And if the economy doesn't grow, he's got to find that money from somewhere, and it's going to have to be from putting taxes up on someone, it would seem. Les Echos, the business paper, say that none of the candidates, neither of them rather, have enough spending cuts to face the difficult economic reality that France is in. Neither of them have really got tough austerity measures compared to Spain or Italy or even Britain. And they say that's what we need to see. Neither of them have come up with the goods.
What about voters then? How are they reacting to this numbers game?
Well, there's a lot of criticism of Sarkozy, especially in Libération, of that tactic of leaving it so late. They say, what is the election campaign going to be about if you don't announce your policies until the last minute? And also they say this argument about numbers and taxes and who's going to charge what for whom hasn't really been presented very well to voters. They don't really understand what it's all about. And as a result, because it looks to most voters as if the argument is more about personal insults and fringe topics like halal meat than it is about the things voters really care about, like how they're going to get to the end of the month, about jobs, about housing. That's what's going to keep people away from the polls. Remember that poll on Monday saying 32% of eligible voters might not actually vote? Well, Libération reckons that's why. Now, a lot of those people who aren't going to vote are disproportionately young people, so I went out to see what's putting them off. We often ask, are young people interested in politics? A recent survey showed 2/3 of French 18 to 25-year-olds think the politicians aren't interested in them.
I don't think any of the candidates have any ideas that could create a France that's better than it is now.
I don't really feel represented by any of the candidates. I don't think their programs are directed at young people.
What do young people want then, in a time when many are feeling bleak about their future, above all housing and jobs? The Socialist Party say they understand this, and they've got concrete solutions.
We talk about rent freezes, about unstable jobs, about reindustrialising France, changing the energy we use, creating jobs, helping young people get jobs, but also helping them to be proud they're rebuilding France. That's what we're talking about.
The Socialists then are pitching hard to young voters, but Green Party youth leader Vandril Jumeau thinks it's all those promises that put young people off.
I understand people who don't believe in politics because we tend to try and make them believe everyone has a solution to everything and every party once in power would resolve everything. I prefer to say the Green Party doesn't pretend to know all the answers.
Over at centrist party Modem, youth wing president François-Xavier Pericot thinks young people feel patronised by politicians and turned off by the tone of the campaign.
One of the reasons is that there isn't really any proper debate in this election campaign. What have we been talking about? Halal meat, you're nice and you're nasty? That's what you could summarise this election debate as. It's pathetic. It doesn't make me want to go out and vote either.
Whatever the reason, these young activists agree they have their work cut out, getting their peers to the ballot box.
Yeah, there you go. Then that's the view of young voters as obtained by Elena yesterday. Elena, good to have you with us as ever. Of course, Elena and me, well, actually, we won't be back till Monday, but the programme's back tomorrow, and Jeannie's here after the break. Stay with us.